Have you ever felt like life is just too much? Like your to-do list just keeps growing, your mind feels cluttered, and no matter how much you try to stay on top of things, you still feel behind? If that sounds familiar, know that you are in good company. Life can feel chaotic. And in today's world, we're constantly bombarded with distractions, responsibilities, and expectations. But what if I told you that simplifying your life doesn't mean giving up everything? It just means making space for what truly matters. Hi, friend. Welcome to the Elma Joy Podcast, your go to space for self improvement, self care, and productivity. I am Elma Joy, a working professional, life coach, and content creator in San Diego, California. In this episode, I'm going to share 10 powerful ways to simplify your life, practical and mindful shifts that can help you feel lighter, more at peace, and more in control. If you've been feeling lost or unmotivated, this is exactly what you need. Let's dive in. Before I learned how to simplify my life, I was stuck in a cycle of overcommitment and burnout. My schedule was packed, my inbox was overflowing, and my mind was constantly racing. It felt like I was running on a treadmill, moving fast but going nowhere. One night, I was sitting at my desk, exhausted, staring at a list of things I needed to do. And I had this moment of realization. It wasn't that I wasn't working hard enough. It was that I was doing too much of the wrong things. I was saying yes to everything, overcomplicating simple tasks and filling my life with things that didn't truly add value. So I made a change. I started removing unnecessary things from my life, physically, mentally, and emotionally. And almost immediately, I felt a weight lift off my shoulders. That's what I want for you today. So here are the 10 ways to simplify your life. Number 1, declutter your physical space. Your environment plays a huge role in how you feel. A cluttered space leads to a cluttered mind. If you've ever been overwhelmed by just looking around your room, you know exactly what I mean. Years ago, I realized I had way too many clothes in my closet, many of which I never even wore. So I did a major purge. I donated everything that no longer fit me or didn't bring me joy. The next morning, getting dressed was so much easier. It's amazing how much mental space you free up when you simplify your surroundings. So an action step for this is to take 10 minutes today to clear out just one small space, maybe your desk, a drawer, or your bedside table. Tip number 2, reduce decision fatigue. Have you ever felt exhausted before the day even started? That's because every decision we make, big or small, drains our mental energy. And the more decisions we have to make, the harder it is to focus on what really matters. That's why successful people like Steve Jobs and Barack Obama wore the same thing every day. It eliminates one extra choice. You don't have to go that extreme, but streamlining your decisions can help. Try meal prepping, planning outfits in advance, or setting a consistent morning routine to reduce unnecessary choices. Tip number 3, set boundaries and say no. A simple life starts with protecting your time and energy. If you're always saying yes to things that don't serve you, you'll never have time for what truly matters. I used to feel guilty about saying no, but when I started setting boundaries, I realized that every no to something draining was a yes to my peace and well-being. So try this. Next time you feel pressured to say yes, pause and ask yourself, is this a priority for me? If not, give yourself permission to decline. Tip 4, create a daily routine. A simple daily routine can change everything. When you have structure in place, you don't waste energy figuring out what to do next. It just flows naturally. And the best part? A good routine brings more peace and freedom, not restriction. A few years ago, my mornings were chaos. I'd wake up late, scroll my phone, skip breakfast, and then feel completely unmotivated to start my day. I realized I needed a reset. So I created a simple morning routine: wake up, stretch, journal for 5 minutes, and drink water before checking my phone. It wasn't complicated, but it gave my mornings a sense of control and clarity. Want to create a routine that works for you? Start small. First, set up a morning routine. A strong start sets the tone of your day. So try waking up at the same time every day. Then do something calming, deep breaths, stretching, or journaling. Prioritizing a mindful first activity before checking your phone. Next, you can have a midday reset, a simple check-in that helps you stay on track. So try this. Step away from work for a short walk. Take 5 deep breaths or stretching to reset your focus. And then eat lunch without distractions to enjoy the moment. And finally, you can have a set evening routine. Wind down so that your mind and body can rest. So try this. Turning off screens 30 minutes before bed, practicing gratitude or light journaling. And finally, reading, meditating, or doing a gentle bedtime stretch. Your routine doesn't have to be rigid, just a few intentional habits to make your day flow easier. The more structure you build, the simpler and more peaceful life becomes. Tip number 5, practice digital minimalism. Let's be honest, most of us spend way more time on our phones than we'd like to admit. We're constantly checking emails, scrolling social media, and getting bombarded with notifications. And all of that digital noise, it makes us feel cluttered. Digital minimalism is about being intentional with technology so it works for you, not the other way around. I used to wake up and immediately check my phone, emails, social media, news updates. Within 5 minutes, I already felt overwhelmed. It set a frantic tone for my whole day, so I made a small change. I stopped checking my phone first thing in the morning. Instead, I started my day with a few minutes of prayer and self-care. That one shift helped me feel more focused and peaceful all day long. So want to simplify your digital life? Try these. Turn off non-essential notifications. Do you really need an alert every time someone likes your post? Probably not. Keeping only the important notifications helps reduce distractions. Set app limits. If you find yourself mindlessly scrolling, set a time limit for social media or entertainment apps. Most phones let you do this on the settings. And also, create screen-free zones. Designate areas where phones aren't allowed, like the dinner table or your bedroom, so you can be more present. Also, you can try a digital detox period. Start with an hour a day where you unplug completely. No screens, no notifications, just real life presence. And finally, you can declutter your digital space. Organize your files, delete unused apps, and unsubscribe from emails that don't add value. A cleaner digital space means a clearer mind. Technology is a tool when we use it mindfully. Life feels calmer, lighter, and more intentional. Tip number 6, let go of perfectionism. Perfectionism is one of the biggest roadblocks to a simple and peaceful life. We spend so much time tweaking, redoing, and overanalyzing things that we forget the power of just getting things done. Here's the truth, done is better than perfect. Every extra hour you spend trying to be perfect at something is an hour that you could have spent on something that you truly enjoy. I used to spend way too much time rewriting emails. I would tweak every word, reread them 5 times, and still hesitate about pressing send. One day I set a rule to myself. I could only review an email once before sending it. At first, it felt uncomfortable, but over time, I realized that nothing bad happened, and suddenly I had so much more time back in my day. If perfectionism is holding you back, here's something to try. Set a time limit for tasks. If you're writing something, give yourself 30 minutes and then move on. If you're cleaning, set a timer for 15 minutes and stop when it goes off. The goal is progress, not perfection. Tip number 7, automate and simplify tasks. Why spend mental energy on things that could be done automatically? Simplifying your life isn't just about removing clutter, it's about reducing mental clutter too. And one of the best ways to do that is by automating repetitive tasks. Think about the little things that take up space in your mind: paying bills, booking appointments, meal planning, grocery shopping. Now imagine if those things just happened without you thinking about them. I used to forget to pay my bills until the last minute, which created a lot of unnecessary stress. So I set an automatic payment. Now I never have to think about it. It just happens in the background. A few other things you can automate in your life include setting up automatic deliveries for household essentials. Use a digital calendar with reminders so you don't forget important dates. Create email templates for messages you send frequently. Batch similar tasks together, like answering emails only twice a day instead of constantly checking. The more you simplify, the more mental space you free up for things that actually bring you joy. Tip number 8, prioritize rest and quiet time. We live in a world that glorifies busy, but being busy all the time isn't a sign of success. It's a sign that something needs to change. Your mind and body need rest. And that doesn't just mean sleep, I mean real rest. The kind where you're not scrolling, not consuming, not multitasking, just being. I used to go from task to task without taking breaks, thinking that pushing through would just make me more productive. But in reality, it made me less productive because I was constantly exhausted. So I started scheduling quiet moments into my day, even just 5 minutes to sit in silence, and it made a huge difference. Some ways to build more rest into your day include taking a short walk without your phone, lying down to stare at the ceiling for a few minutes. Seriously, it's really relaxing. Scheduling breaks into your workday. I set a time for every 90 minutes and step away from my desk. Also, you could do absolutely nothing for 5 to 10 minutes a day. Rest is not a luxury, it's a necessity. When you give yourself permission to slow down, life instantly feels simpler. Tip number 9, focus on what truly matters. If I asked you right now, what are the 3 most important things in your life? Could you answer quickly? A big part of simplifying your life is cutting down what doesn't truly matter so that you have more time and energy to focus on things that do. I used to fill my schedule with things that didn't align with my priorities, meetings I didn't need to be in, events I didn't really enjoy, endless scrolling that led nowhere. Then I took a step back and asked, what actually brings me joy? What makes me feel alive? And I made a decision to focus on only those things. So try this. Write down 3 of the most important things in your life. Look at your daily habits and schedule. Do they reflect these priorities? If not, what can you remove to make space for what truly matters? Life is simpler when you live in alignment with your values. Tip 10. Simplify your mindset. The biggest clutter in life isn't physical, it's mental. Overthinking, worrying, self doubt, all of these things make life way more complicated than it needs to be. One of the simplest but most powerful ways to simplify your life is to shift your mindset. Instead of focusing on problems, focus on solutions. Instead of dwelling on what you can't control, focus on what you can. I used to get overwhelmed by long to-do lists. I would stare at the task and feel paralyzed. But then I started asking myself, what is the best next step? That small shift changed everything. Instead of feeling stuck, I started to take action. Here are a few quick ways to simplify your mindset. 1. Practice gratitude. Write down 3 things you're grateful for every morning. It will instantly shift your perspective. 2. Stop overthinking. When you catch yourself spiraling, ask, will this matter in a year from now? If not, let it go. 3. Take deep breaths. Whenever you feel overwhelmed, pause and take 5 deep breaths. It sounds simple, but it works. At the end of the day, life is as complicated as we make it. The more we simplify our thoughts, the more peaceful and joyful our life becomes. All right, let's do a quick recap. Here are the 10 ways to simplify your life. 1. Declutter your space. 2. Reduce decision fatigue. 3. Set boundaries and say no. 4. Create a daily routine. 5. Practice digital minimalism. 6. Let go of perfectionism. 7. Automate and simplify tasks. 8. Prioritize rest and quiet time. 9. Focus on what truly matters. And finally, 10. Simplify your mindset. Simplicity isn't just about having less, it's about having more of what truly matters. Which of these habits are you going to try first? Let me know. If this episode spoke to you, don't forget to subscribe for more episodes on clarity, mindset, and personal growth. And if this resonated with you, share it with a friend who might need a little inspiration today. Thanks for listening. Take care, and remember, you are enough.